live sporting event. I remember one year I went to Orioles opening day and then Rockies opening day because I happened to be in Colorado for that.
Well, how was Rockies opening day compared to Orioles? It's not as lively as a party, is it?
I mean, I'm blacked out at both.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day.
Welcome back to another episode of If This Doesn't Work, the podcast. What up?
What up, dog?
Got my boy Nick out here. How you living?
Not too bad. Obviously, just dealt with some shit at home, but I'm here. We're all good to go. It all worked out.
The dog.
Yeah,
goddamn dogs, man.
I know. And he's like, my dogs are like I'm one of them people. My dogs are like my kids.
The
so,
family thing.
So I can't let nothing happen to them. You know? So.
Yeah, they get expensive, dude. I see people like spending thousands on a dog that's about to die in a month. I'm like, look, see, you know, listen, at a certain point too, I'm gonna sound cold always, but like at a certain point, it's selfish. Not what you're doing, but I'm saying like if your dog's about to die and you're paying all this money to keep it alive, it's like you're doing that for you, not the dog.
Not even if you're paying money, just keeping them alive when they're clearly in pain.
Right,
you know?
Exactly. Well, that's another thing, yeah. And then we put dogs down, but we don't do that for our old people who are in pain.
Don't you feel like you should be allowed to kill yourself?
What?
Like, hey, I want to
100%.
I want to self-induce.
Can you close that door, please?
Like, I want to
close it. Thank you.
I want to. I don't want to live anymore.
Yeah.
People always say, "Oh, it's selfish to kill yourself. You leave people behind." But like, I think it's selfish to if that person wants to die. It's selfish for you to want them to stay alive.
Listen, you're preaching to the choir because it's like, now if it's an informed decision, right?
Right.
If it's like this emotional, I'm mad because this girl broke up with me or I lost my job or whatever, and it's a temporary emotion. Now, if it's something you've been thinking about for a decade and are just miserable, who am I to tell you not to?
Yeah.
You know?
You gotta have some. Yeah, you gotta be going through it for a while. You can't just like have a bad week and want to do it.
There has to be some type of criteria.
Yeah,
they have these suicide pods in like Switzerland or whatever. You know about these?
I didn't know where it was, but I did hear. I saw like a Facebook article about it. I know how true it was.
That's all I get my news from.
So,
it's like social media. But yeah, apparently you go into these pods, you know, and they'll put you out in nature somewhere, and there's like a clear top, and then they just fill it with carbon monoxide or whatever, and you
easy
just
way
go to
to go.
sleep. Yeah,
boom, done.
You don't gotta fucking blow your brains out. I think I heard that. Again, I've read it on Facebook articles, so I don't know how true. But
it's like peaceful in your sleep.
Nice.
Or you just blow your brains out. It's quick and easy.
Yeah, but then your family's got a mess. Yeah, it's too
true.
messy. But I mean, I do feel like
that's a good way to do revenge, though. Someone you don't like.
Yeah, if you get fired, go into your boss's office.
This is your fault.
You've heard of taking the shit on the desk. Now let's one up it. I do feel like that though. It's like. Yeah, I don't know. The killing yourself thing, it's easy. I've heard a lot of people have the opinion of like, you know, how selfish, like you said, how you know, it's interesting when people choose to not give empathy because they go like, how selfish must they be? And it's like, okay, sure. I'm not saying they are or aren't. Let's just set that to the side for a second and think of how they must have felt to choose that option. Mm-hmm. How if you feel like that's your last option, I mean that's terrible.
Yeah, might as well let it happen.
Yeah,
shit. But in this dog's case, he's like not even 2 years old. He's got a lot of life left.
Your dog. You got to pay the money to fix the dog.
Facts.
You know.
So
we're pro suicide here. If you're thinking about it, go ahead and do it.
Go ahead and do it.
Yeah. And if you don't like and share and subscribe this, I might do it honestly.
Isn't that what the fucking title's all about?
That's the whole thing. We've had to kind of pull back on the kill myself part. You know.
Right. No, that's smart. I mean, as far as with all this cancellation and all this, fucking all this censorship on the internet. If you finish that ... you probably wouldn't get no traction.
I know. Well, we're not. So.
I mean, I know a lot of people who do like podcasts and such, whether it's sports or like what you're doing, like trying to be like the comedic, not trying to be like, but doing the comedic podcast, guys. But I feel like of all the people I know, you're definitely one of the funniest people that I know. And I think that if anyone can get a podcast lifted off the ground, I think it's you, honestly. I feel like you could be in that realm with all those, with like Theo and all. I'm not just saying that. I'm not guessing you. I truly believe that. And that's why I was asking about your like if you were still doing stand up and shit when I was with you the other day, because I don't know. I think you should pursue that shit, dude.
Yeah, I thank you. Yeah, I mean, I appreciate that. Damn, a compliment. I don't get many of those. Let's go. I'm
just trying to make sure you don't.
Pull the gun out of my mouth.
But not for real.
Yeah. It's tough. It's tough to do a weekly thing where it's like, I don't necessarily have an hour worth of shit to talk about every week,
right.
And it's like sometimes I don't feel like talking, and consistency is not my strong suit, but we're 40 45.
This will be 45.
45 weeks in a row.
So it's not your strong suit. Obviously, that's something. Nothing worthwhile is easy. So if that's not your strong suit, clearly you need to make it a strong suit or work harder at it because obviously there's gonna be something good that comes from that.
Right, and I've realized that it's easy to do. The self-critic in me is loud, like most people. I've called myself inconsistent or undisciplined, and then someone told me one time, they're like, you're actually extremely consistent and extremely disciplined when you give a fuck about the thing.
Yeah.
I might not give a fuck about who the sixth president was. You know what I mean? There's certain things I just don't give a fuck about.
Right.
So I do give a fuck about running my mouth, and that's what.
It's like in school. I was always told the same thing. It was like, he's really smart if he would just apply himself. It was always if he would apply himself. So it's like that. It's like I hate reading. Like I don't think I've ever read a single book front to back except for like The Giving Tree or like fucking Dr. Seuss stuff. But like,
dude, that's a good one.
I was in like a waiting room one time and I was reading a magazine, which I've never even read a magazine. Like I can only get so far. But I was reading a sports magazine and I was like, wow, I'm really getting through this because it interests me. And it's just like, I guess that's really what it's all about. Maybe finding things that interest you or making those things interest you that you're not interested in, like forcing yourself.
Right. Yeah. But there has to be some type of pull there. Like, so my thing, and I don't want to use it as a cop out, but I'm like, well, if I'm not drawn to doing it, then I'm not supposed to be doing it.
It's like, how am I supposed to know she has a good personality if she has to look good for me to approach her first?
Yeah,
it's like I'm not dating. You know what I mean?
Yes, of course. There has to be an interest there already.
Right. It's like the whole.
Yeah. We were together the other day because we went and we did that photo shoot.
Which I gotta finish up now that I've figured out how to tweak it, how to make it look a little better. You had me with the revision. I should say.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, we went and I burned a $100 bill in front of the U.S. Treasury in D.C.
A real $100 bill too, not Monopoly money, not no.
Yeah, well, a lot of people were saying that, like, just use a fake, and I'm like, this don't hit the same, It's about the principle. But the thing about I've done like 3 photo shoots in my life. The one was with the smoke bombs. You ever see those?
I did. I think that's I think you sent that to me or something.
Okay.
As like a reference. Hey, I've done this before. I want to go for this type of style, whatever.
Yeah, those are tough. And then I did the Christmas ones where I was naked.
Oh, yeah. Didn't see those yet. Where they at?
Yeah, I'll send them to you. Don't you worry.
Yeah,
but I don't. It's not like I wouldn't consider myself a model by any means. I more of like have a vision of something that I either think is going to be cool or funny, and it's like every 7 to 10 years.
Yeah, not necessarily. I wouldn't call you a model in that regard. I would say you're the artist.
Oh, interesting.
Too. If you think about it,
yeah,
you're not really the model. You're the artist.
It is the idea.
You're behind the camera.
Right.
You're in front of the camera, but you're not.
Yeah,
you're both artists.
That's why I wore them. I'm like, I don't even really want to be in it.
Right.
I just kind of want to show the thing. But
maybe you should get into photography then.
Yeah.
You ever thought about that?
Yeah, no, I haven't really thought about that.
But you like being the main subject a little bit, right? You like being the main character a little bit.
I am pretty.
So.
No, but yeah, I appreciate that. That was fun.
No
getting out there, and then the Capitol Police came and talked to me for a minute.
Yeah, and they were like cool about it.
They were cool, dude. They were cool.
Like you were the whole time you were worried about, hey, this is illegal to burn money. You were worried about getting in trouble for that, but really he was like, hey man, smoke the weed over there. He was worried about the weed more than he didn't give a fuck about the $100 bill. Who gives a fuck about that?
Burning money is a federal crime. Obviously, we didn't actually use real money, right? This is podcast bit, but it's like we were worried about that part of it, and then at the end of it, I wanted to light a joint, which was also a prop, obviously, but light the joint with the $100 bill.
Is it illegal in DC? Anyway, you're good.
Yeah. This guy comes over with his Capitol Police vest on and shit, and he's like, cool as could be.
Yeah, he was.
He's like, hey man, well, you know what he asked me that pissed me off? He's like, why are you smoking that right here? And I'm like, do you see the cameraman, bro? I got a cameraman 6 feet. It's for the fucking photo, But anyways, he was just like, I was like, my bad, bro. I'm just getting it for the picture. And he's like, now listen, it's legal to smoke in DC. Just not on the steps of the Treasury.
Just take one step up.
Yeah, if you could just step over there. I'm like, I don't even want to smoke it. I'm just getting the picture,
But it was just funny that that was the last of those worries. Was the thing we were really worried about.
Yeah, because apparently it's like a big deal. But like you said, people burn flags and shit.
Yeah, they burn flags and all kind of shit. But I think it says a lot about you that the fact that you wanted to be. I feel like that's the artist in you, is like that you wanted to use a real authentic $100 bill. That's it says a lot about your authenticity.
Yeah. I appreciate that. I mean, that was the whole thing. It's just like, while it's not like I have a bunch of money that I can just burn it. It's the principle of it. It's like, this is worth it to me to show how it's just such bullshit, And as soon as they stop backing it by gold, they just print it. Like if we don't, I mean,
it's an IOU. Or whatever
yeah, bro, they're just printing money at this point. And once they realize they can print it, I posted something the other day that was like, it's pretty funny that the country that's 53 trillion in debt's giving me a credit score. It's like,
yeah, hold on.
Yeah, wait a minute, what's your credit score,
Right,
motherfucker? Yeah, I'm glad we got those done. That's been like an open tab in my head for like a decade.
Right,
so.
I remember you saying that's something you always wanted to do.
Yeah.
I think it's cool that and it was cool that I was a part of it, that you finally got to like,
it was tight. We got it
check
done.
that box off. That was pretty cool.
Well, you do all kind of shit, dude.
Yeah, I try to.
Yeah, like
yeah, I'm like,
I don't even know how you describe you. I mean, I know you did. So, like, I know you're big into music.
Yeah.
Like, before I even knew you did music, I knew how big into music you were.
so, like,
I remember you pumping up Turnstile.
Yeah.
Before they got even, as
Yeah.
big as they are.
That's one thing I get off on is like finding and liking artists before they get big.
Yeah, you're one of them guys who's like, I
Yeah.
liked them before they went mainstream.
Right, yeah.
I
Kind
like
of,
their-
sort of, yeah.
I like their
But I'm not
old
one of those
shit.
guys like, I like their first album the most just because
Yeah.
it's their first album. I'm
Right.
not that way, but yeah, I love music. I mean, yeah, I just like to dabble in a lot of different shit.
Yeah. Well,
So.
do you did bands and shit, huh?
So I
What's
kind
your
of
story
like
with that?
So
Like,
I kind of like
because I know you were. Do you like punk rock,
do you wanna
screamo,
know-
rapping?
I'll
Like,
tell you the very first like endeavor I had with that
Please.
was I was in high school at St. Joe and
Mount St. Joe.
yeah, I went to St. Joe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
same.
gang shit. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Fucking
Did you graduate from St. Joe?
yeah,
Damn.
2010.
I didn't make it that far, but
Yeah.
I was there. Shout out to St. Joe's Fighting Gales, baby.
I wasn't
Yeah,
also
go
there.
Gales, purple and cream.
Yeah.
But
Pause.
but like I even but even like at that I was always into music my whole life. I mean, and it's something I always kind of like wanted to do, but I never even thought about it ever being a possibility. And there were some kids in school that like started making rap music. It was like 2 of them, and they were pretty good actually. And I was like, this is crazy. Like these guys, I thought it was so cool.
Yeah.
And I was just one day, it was like 2 a.m. I was on my MacBook and I was just looking up like songs on YouTube, and then like
You were with them?
no, I wasn't with them.
Solo
So I was
dolo.
by myself. And one of the suggested videos was the instrumental to that song. And I'm like, oh, that's interesting. And like, and I played it, and it was like a remix instrumental, and it was like kind of hip hoppy. And I was like, whoa, like, and just out of complete boredom and also curiosity, I just like wrote a quick verse and like recorded it in GarageBand and like posted it on Facebook. And those guys commented like, yo, I had no idea you could rap. Like, and I thought that was just like so cool. And
It is.
and that's just like the first, and it just started from there. And then I started like, me and my buddies started making like parody funny songs, like
Yeah,
make it
some
like
Weird
as a
Al-
joke.
some Weird
Yeah,
Al
kind of,
shit.
sort of, yeah. And like, and then I started like, it transitioned into me creating and writing my own like creative music.
And were
like,
you
as-
listening to rap or hip hop or like rock, or what were you listening to back then?
A bit. I've always listened to like everything.
Yeah.
Kind of like, I have a fucking new favorite song every other day. I have a favorite song in every genre.
Different
I listen
genres?
to quite literally every genre.
Good for you.
And like,
I don't like when people limit themselves.
Nah,
It's like,
fuck no.
and sometimes it's
if
like,
it sounds good, man.
yeah, that's how I feel. And sometimes it's
I
like,
mean, that's kind of cliche to say, but
yeah, right. Like, I like all the colors.
yeah,
Depends on what we're talking
yeah,
about.
Right.
Yeah, I feel like it's not. Some people just hate a genre because they have some experience with it when they were young or something.
Like
where-
country music is
Yes.
probably the one of
Dude,
our
it's so
age
Yes.
that everyone's like, I hate country music, but dude, there's some
Some
country
of
that
them
I
slap.
fucking like
Some
a lot.
of them
Actually,
slap,
so I'm never gonna
exactly.
say I don't like.
yeah. It's
whatever.
fucked up to take a whole genre out because
Yeah,
you don't like most
right.
of it. Now a lot of country can be pretty ABC, right?
Mhm.
My cunt, my dog,
Right,
my
yeah.
truck, my
but
girl.
it's kind of getting more. It's almost like
Hip hop?
hip hoppy, but
It's
I don't
literally
even.
just
I don't, but I don't
hip-hop
even
now?
like. Even though I
With
love
a-
hip hop, I don't really like the hip hop country though.
yeah.
I like the more like old school shit, like
Uh-huh.
Billy Currington and
Oh,
like
yeah.
and fucking George Strait and shit
Oh,
like
yeah.
that. But also like the new like outlaw country artists that are a little more like emo, a little more edgy and
Right.
abrasive. Like Tyler Childers
Oh,
and guys
come
like that.
on, bro. He's ridiculous.
Yeah, he's the man. So,
He's
it's shit like
good.
that.
Chris
but like
Stapleton, the man.
yeah,
The absolute
Sergio
man.
Simpson, all those guys.
Chris Stapleton's voice is an instrument.
Yeah, it's pretty.
literally- I don't
yeah.
even give a fuck what he's saying.
Oh,
Mhm.
is
Like-
that the one that I hated? The one that,
Yes, you said it was the worst song you've ever heard.
yeah.
Big
Yeah.
burly beard. Like I'm not a huge
Yeah.
fan of his music, but I do think he has a good voice.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
What was
Um,
that shit called? Just so I know from my own
Never
records.
seen-
the
yeah.
song that Mike thinks is literally one of
The
the
worst
top 5, one of
song
the worst songs he's ever heard. Sometimes I Cry is the name of
Fuck,
the
Never
song.
heard
dude.
that one.
And it's not
Holy
something that you just necessarily
shit.
want to jam
Hey.
out to all the time.
Bro.
But he said it's like a vocal exercise.
I like.
You can block songs on Spotify so you never hear it again.
Fuck,
It's a
dude.
thing. You can
I-
do that.
fuck,
You can block it
No
out.
one
You
should
can
hear
block
that
it
one,
out.
honestly. It is a vocal exercise. It's something he should warm up to in the bathroom where no one's listening.
Oh, no.
And then go out and do your fucking set
No.
without that fucking song.
Damn, you
man.
hate that fucking song.
It's
It's a
not
beautiful
good.
song.
Yeah, I
It's
understand.
literally, he says the same thing so many times.
so repetitive.
So many times, and he's like whining it.
Yeah.
Like,
The ma-
I like whiny shit, dude. You're talking to the. I love whiny
like
emo fucking dude.
shit.
I'm
Lil
a
Peep,
emo.
like Lil Peep.
I don't listen to any of the. Like, I
Oh,
never like
RIP.
explore.
You mean
him.
whiny as far as like the bands and shit, like the whiny
Sure.
bands.
Yeah,
Gotcha,
yeah. Like
okay.
I'm fine with that. This is just.
I understand.
No,
Hey,
I
it
don't
ain't your
know,
cup of tea, that's
dude.
fine. I'm all good.
Fuck. I wish we could play it now. I really do.
Yeah,
Just
we
to, like,
probably could.
Yeah,
That's
this
a
song I
price tag.
fucking hate. This
As
is the
a
worst song I've
thought
ever heard. I wish
experiment.
we could play it now. Please play
So
that
we
song.
can
I hate
fucking-
so
hate
much.
it, right.
dude, so we can fucking tear it apart.
I wouldn't do any tearing, okay?
I think
I
I
like
think
the
I can
song.
get you
I
on
think
my.
Chris Stapleton's fantastic.
I'm sure he's great. I'm sure he's
Yeah,
great.
he's like
He used to be
yeah.
a songwriter too. He used to not even sing, which is
Oh,
crazy.
really?
Yeah.
So that's how a lot of them get their start. Is like they're not marketable or they're not
Yeah,
like
but
whatever.
with
They
a
don't have
voice
the
like that,
connections or
it's
the politics.
crazy.
But like behind the scenes, they're they're good songwriters. But eventually, that gets them the exposure and rubbing elbows with the right people, and they eventually
Yeah.
make their. I mean, that's what Frank Ocean did. Frank Ocean was in Houston writing songs for Beyonce and shit way
Yeah,
before
it's
and now
crazy.
he's a fucking
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, and it's funny because I always made like hip hop, rap, R&B ish type music. It's easy because it's kind of easier to do. You can do it by
Right.
yourself, but
Well, you
tru-
don't have to have a whole band. Yeah.
exactly. And you just get an instrumental, record the vocals, boom, done. But like, so I did that for a little while, and I made a couple different projects. Then I transitioned into like, from doing like parody rap to actual like rap that was like kind of like not like gangster or trap rap, but just a little more like, just like bop, like
Yeah,
like
the
with
hip-hop
bop.
shit,
But
yeah.
then I got in. This is before, I swear to you, before the emo rap thing was a thing. I swear to God, I was living at
You were on
my
some Juice WRLD
I was
shit
living
before
at not
Juice
even
WRLD?
that, more like the little peepish type with the
Yeah.
guitar beats and stuff.
Uh-huh.
And it was like I was living with my buddies who made like metalcore music, and we all loved emo, like brand new and all that stuff like that. I was like, dude, I want to make like emo rap, And like I had like 571 notes of music like written in my phone of like emo raps, and like I finally started doing it, and then literally around that same time when I finally started doing it is when all that shit came out. I swear to God,
I
dude.
believe
was
it.
I can show you the proof that the notes have dates.
You got
on them.
timestamps
Yeah,
on
yeah,
them.
dead ass.
Yeah.
But
I believe it too.
I've always done so. Like I've as easy as it is to do, and like that's mainly why I did it. Like I've really truthfully always wanted to be in a band. That's what I really always wanted to do,
Yeah.
because that's even as a kid, like growing up on Linkin Park and like all the stuff my uncle showed me, like
Dude, Hybrid
God-
Theory.
Godsmack,
Hybrid
all that-
Theory smacked me in the face.
like my uncle fucking is why I like the music and shit. All that.
Is
I
he a
do.
musician or he's
He
just
he
really
was,
into
yeah.
music?
He never like. He always wanted to be in bands and stuff, but it never
Yeah.
really got got
Right.
around to it. But like he's definitely responsible. I remember for
Is he
Chris.
still alive?
No, he's not anymore.
Okay.
But for Christmas one year, he got me the Killers Hot Fuss CD, and that was like when
Okay.
it came out in like the early 2000s. But so definitely, he was definitely a huge inspiration for me musically. But it's funny that like I always just made rap music because it was easy, but I really truthfully always wanted to be in a band. But
Right.
I'm finally actually now kind of transitioning into that in a way. Like bands like Turnstile and shit like
Uh-huh.
that that I like. I had a buddy that like the guy I used to live with actually when the whole emo rap thing. I hired him to make some instrumentals for me because I don't have a band. I don't have
Sure.
like a drummer and a you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But I have in my head, and I don't
I
play.
got
I
a
don't-
band in here.
yeah, yeah, exactly. I don't play those instruments, but like I'm sending him voice memos like, "Yo, I want the guitar to be like,"
Right.
dun, 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 and he did it for me. And like I
Right.
started recording the vocal. I mean, eventually, if it ever pops off, like I'll recruit band members or whatever.
Yeah.
But
Are
so
you
yeah.
doing anything with it? Are you putting it out anywhere?
Yeah, so I just got some of the reach out to an artist to draw up the artwork, like
Okay,
the album
perfect.
art. I have like 2 more songs to record,
Oh, that's fire.
and I'm trying to release it like around like election day, or
Nice.
election time, because it's kind of
Okay.
like a lot of my subject matter. But
Okay.
yeah, so we'll see how it goes. I would love to play some shows like with a full band. Like, it's always what I've like kind of like not dreamed of, but like I don't know. It's always been a goal of
Yeah,
mine to
you're
do that
drawn
instead
to
of
that.
because it's so weird being up there by yourself and just like
Yeah.
and
it would-
rap to me is like so cringe now, kind of. So
yeah. It would feel nice to be up there with a band.
Yeah. It's like it's just I don't know, it'd just be so fun, like, especially with some guys that you like that are good musicians, and just like I don't know, there's nothing like going to a show and just fucking rocking out. It's just the best vibes ever.
Do you
dude.
go to a lot of shows?
I do go to a fuck ton of shows.
Shows are fun.
Yeah, and every time I go to one, like I'm very probably similar to you. I lose motivation really easily, and I get discouraged really easy. And I'll go, like I said, I had those notes in my phone, and I never did them, until like years later. And like, so, but every time I go to a show, I'm like, damn, that's when I start writing music and I start like working on it again. I just had to get inspired, And so yeah, I do. Maybe I need to go to more shows, and that'll keep me, inspired.
Yeah, I got so many notes in my phone, bro. Oh
Dude,
my God.
I'm talking. I have literally probably 600 plus notes in my phone.
I had 600 plus suicide notes.
So nothing like that, but
I mean, you could put a beat to them.
Yeah, you could. I mean, literally just fucking spoken word over it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it fucking. I actually broke my phone not too long ago, and I didn't back it up on iCloud. So I lost all those notes, but fucking thank God my uncle was able to replace my screen so I can recover them. Like literally just it was
not an automatic backup.
So I think I turned it off or something. So I could have lost all that.
Me and Mike have been fighting with technology for the past couple of weeks. I got the brand new phone. It's the same exact phone.
Yeah, the iPhone 16
it's
Pro
the
is
same phone as the last fucking 5, you know?
Yeah.
But supposedly a better camera, so we'll see.
Yeah. It's crazy what these fucking cameras can do these days. So.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. The iPhone cameras are pretty intense. And then I'm buying the phone, and the guy's telling me about how he just bought this new camera, like a real camera. And I'm like do these phones suck or what, bro? You're like supposed to be selling
he's telling you how good the camera is. He's like,
he's talking
it's got
about
this
fucking Nikon or some shit.
It's like this guy want to listen to the song he fucking hates.
Yeah, I'm like, what's the deal? So you're sober?
Yes.
You been to any shows sober?
Yeah, I mean, I've been sober for like 5 years now. So all
has it been 5 years?
No, it's on my birthday. My birthday in 2019 was the last time I drank.
When's your birthday?
November 10th.
Tight. November 13th, Scorpio again.
Yeah, gang shit, you already know.
Damn, dude, 5 years. That's wild.
Well, this will be 5, right? 19, 20, 21, 22.
I'm not good at math.
Yeah,
sounds right.
Math guy.
It sounds right.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
I think you're good.
More of a word guy than a math guy.
Yeah, same. I don't really apply myself in math.
Yeah, if only I would have applied myself. My mom used to say, if you would only use your powers for good.
Yeah, right.
I'm like, it's a lot more fun this way.
And it's hard going to shows sober, to be honest with you.
Yeah, well, that's what I was gonna ask.
Yeah, like just being shoulder to shoulder with a motherfucker and like them just. My patience is just, I don't know if it's a COVID thing. Because I got sober at the same time as COVID. So that's probably like a double whammy there.
Right. And those people that are bumping into you are not sober.
Probably not.
So that's the thing too. It's like they have less.
Or clean.
Yeah, no, they smelly in them fucking shows, man.
Dude, I love shows. Like,
there's something energetic about
it. It's fucking, that's why I've always wanted to do it too. It's like, I've always wanted to give that feeling to someone else that I get from it.
And then imagine feeling that you're producing this art and then all these people are feeling it that much to be fucking robbing out.
Do kids listen to bands now though? Like are bands
I don't know about kids. I don't know
what kids do.
But like I know people my age do.
Sure, like but like so bands is just like we're the past technically. Like we're kind of in a way.
Everyone's listening to
everyone's
Steve Aoki and
I feel like everything's DJs or
Morgan
electronica or like
rappers and like I probably.
I mean, even when you're doing
Jelly
the country shit, that shit's heavily produced. Like,
it is now. It used to be
sure,
banjos and guitars. Right. Now it's just fucking.
Tyler Childers is still kind of that
way.
Yeah,
because he's those exceptions.
It's the same thing as the rap people. Like, it's just like I don't know. You don't need the entire team anymore. Like you can play backing tracks basically and be whoever you want.
Literally, I would go up there with my MacBook, play the instrumental, and just rap it.
Which is awesome, but also like the way you're like where you were like, I don't want to be up there by myself in a way. Like there is something about having a fucking team of 5 people or whatever that like built something and like it can only be done when those fucking people are in the room together. You know what I mean?
More
like
there's
something because when one of them dies or someone like it's over or like it doesn't have to be, but like I don't know.
Well, that's the thing about
you just replace it with the chick singer, like
yeah. Have you heard any of that?
Yeah, I'm not a big fan.
I listened to one song. And that was
doesn't
like that
sound bad.
It's right, like it was good. Like
but you're
good.
also trying to replace the screamer.
Yeah,
you're trying to replace Chester.
Yeah, I mean his clean vocals were fucking. He was one of a kind.
Yeah,
it feels like they just should have changed the band name.
You think he killed himself because of that pedophile conspiracy or what?
You know, how come every person or celebrity that kills himself, like, he was about to expose pedophilia? It's like, what is up with that?
Also, it's like whatever.
Were they? My question was, were they?
Yeah, it's like, why is that the go-to all the time?
And also, it's like, okay, whatever information he had, someone else can just have. It's not like he's the only one. Then we kill him and we're safe.
You don't think his wife knew about it?
Yes,
he wasn't telling his wife when he was working on late nights in the studio with fucking.
You don't think he's got 561 notes in his phone about who's a pedophile?
Real shit.
I just saw the Abercrombie and Fitch guys got locked up for pedophilia.
Yeah, what the? Yeah, sex trafficking or was it pedophilia?
I don't know.
I saw trafficking. I heard.
I just saw that young males, so I assume pedophilia, but maybe I don't know how young they were. I remember they used to have. Remember when you'd walk through the mall and they'd have like some young stud standing out front of Abercrombie and Fitch? Do you remember this?
Nah,
dude, out of Hollister and Abercrombie and Fitch, they would just have like some young, hot 16-year-old dude covered in their cologne, just like standing out there. Yeah, I swear.
Like, hey, come on in here.
Yeah,
where did he come from?
It was weird.
Where'd they get his ass from?
Yeah. It was Abercrombie? That's what we're talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah.
And it's always so dark in Hollister, too.
I always kind of felt like they were a Hollister senior, and Hollister was just like, I don't know, for people who couldn't. You could afford I'm sure you could afford both. I don't know, dude. They were just like gimmicky. Like, you remember the popped collars?
Yeah, I never did the Hollister. I did American Eagle. I did American Eagle, a couple American Eagle pieces. I never did the Hollister. Like,
yeah,
I had some American Eagle.
It was too fucking dark, and I was
like,
how do I know I like this fucking shirt?
I can't even see it.
Yeah.
Well, I was so anti anything. I was so anti everything. Like, I wouldn't even listen to. Remember, I was talking about people who don't listen to other genres.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I was when I was young. You know, I was like, this shit's cool, that shit's not. I couldn't even like the idea of listening to anything screamo was crazy to me being young because I was like, I'm on this side, I'm on the hip hop side,
right?
You know, and now I love screamo.
Yeah,
sometimes
you grow and change,
you know?
man.
Like,
I've definitely gone through some phases. We all have.
Yeah. Maybe one. Yeah, I still love Whitney Houston.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
Sometimes it takes somebody introducing you to something the right way. You know, like when you learn, like when I learned hip hop was basically kids who were just too poor to buy instruments and learn instruments, and so they basically all they had were vinyl records, and so they could figure out how to turn them into instruments, and then like it's basically a poor person's way to make music, but like also a genius way to make music when you really like step back and like think about it. And so like
you're like sampling records and turning them into beats and stuff. Yeah, that's pretty. Yeah, it's awesome.
Insanely like ingenuitive.
Yeah.
Like
Kanye,
I love hearing
is the goat at that shit.
Kanye West, man, what's his fucking?
Kanye
deal,
just had a thing drop the other day where it was like showing you how he did the Daft Beat Stronger. Yeah, I should have had it like ready. Yeah, it's such a cool fucking thing.
You should watch his documentary. It was pretty sick too.
Yeah, he's like he flirts that line between psychotic and genius.
Oh no, he's definitely a genius, and he's definitely psychotic.
Okay,
so like,
perfect.
That's the thing though. Like, to be an actual fucking genius, like, you look at those people like they're fucking crazy, and you
gotta have some fucking wires.
Yeah.
It's like these UFC fighters or these NFL players. Like, oh, he's fucking got a bad attitude. He's crazy. I'm like, yeah, you probably have to be a little bit to fucking fist fight in a cage for a living, or to fucking tackle a grown ass man for a living. Like,
well, that's like, do you remember that dude War Machine?
Yeah,
who beat the shit out of Christy Mack, the porn star who was dating.
Oh, okay.
I vaguely remember that she got beat up. I
just remember him beating up his girl. I didn't know who she was or whatever.
Christy Mack, porn star. I've seen your video.
She is a crazy name.
Yeah, he beats the shit out of her. It's like his name is War Machine, and his job is to go into a cage and beat the fuck out of people. Obviously, not everyone who does that is going to beat up their girlfriend, but it's like it's no huge shock.
But it's weird because it's usually like a cowardly thing. Oh, he can't beat up men, so he beats up women. But not in this case. This guy was just a piece of shit.
Yeah. It's not always that you just because they say I had to try that to a man. Yeah, he's like, well, I did. It worked.
Yeah, right.
Back to the women, you know. But I don't know, man. So you're gonna when you're looking for album cover now, or you're having someone draw the album.
Also, these are physical releases you do, or do you just do digital releases?
So I did one physical release one time. I found this. I'm really good at like finding like vendors to like do shit, and that's how I do it with my clothes and all that stuff. I found this place that like you just submit the art and they like make a fucking actual CD case for you and print the CDs and all that shit. So I did one physical release and I ordered like way too fucking many of them.
Well, who does anything physical?
I have like so many of these CDs left, and it was like my first real project I ever did that was all original beats. It wasn't like remix of freestyling over something. And it was completely original.
And you're rapping on there?
Yeah. And
damn, I need to get one.
I'll give you one. Yeah. Just don't play it out loud in front of people.
Are you embarrassed by it?
Yeah, big time.
I mean, how long ago was it?
This is 2017.
Yeah.
So
I look at a picture from me 2 years ago. I'm like, don't show anyone this picture.
Yeah, that's like I had to go through on the YouTube and like delete all the music videos and shit because like
oh, you should have kept them.
People at work found them.
Oh yeah.
And like started showing all the people at work, and I'm like, oh my fucking, I almost wanted to quit.
Right. Yeah. Well, bro, I do this obviously, right? But I'm also an electrician. I also work at another job. I do a bunch of shit. So, but they're all separate to me and compartmentalized. I went to do as a master electrician. I walk into this job, and it's like a commercial job. You know, it's a business. It's not a house. And this person working up front's like, do you have a podcast? And I'm just like, oh my god.
Oh shit.
Yeah, bro.
But this ain't nothing to be embarrassed of.
I know.
But I get it.
I'm just like talking about sucking dicks and killing myself and shit. You know what I'm saying? This is not professional.
But it means the algorithm works, and we're fucking getting shown somewhere. I'm excited. I'm excited. Who was it? Where are they?
Yeah, that's awesome.
It doesn't even count because it was a coworker of someone I've had on the podcast. So it wasn't
still though. That's how it. I mean, that's natural.
True.
That's organic reach.
Yes, that is true. That is true. And but it's the first time it's really happened in the wild, and not even in the wild because it was someone's coworker. But yeah, it was like, oh god, don't listen to that. Yes, I do, but please do not listen for the love of God.
Yeah, it's, even hearing your own voice recorded sometimes,
dude.
Like when I play Fortnite and I record a clip or whatever, and I hear my voice on the microphone, I'm like,
terrible.
Who the fuck is that?
It's terrible.
Fucking 14-year-old kid. It sounds like.
They say you don't even hear it right when you're talking because your ears, the way it vibrates coming out of your mouth, it doesn't sound the same as when you hear it back.
It's almost like it's like body dysmorphia.
Yeah,
with voice dysmorphia.
Some disconnect. Yeah, it's some weird shit.
So yeah,
dude, to be fair though, like in the same way we look at mirrors, right? And you look back at that image, and like that's the mirror image of you. That's not what you look like.
Right.
Like you have to literally take a fucking picture of yourself and like not have it flipped for you to see what you.
Yeah.
I had to do that the other day and be like, oh shit, dude, I look way different in real life than like in my fucking mind.
Yeah. Or have you ever thought about how you look while you're walking?
I mean, yeah, I do that.
Like I've definitely thought.
Dude,
like,
I'm too
I wonder
self-conscious.
what I look like walking to someone who doesn't know me. Like once you know someone, you don't maybe pay attention. But I'm just curious when I'm just walking, not paying attention to it. What am I putting off? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You ever thought about that?
Yeah,
You'll be stuck in your head
like
now.
a fucking sloth walking
Yeah.
around,
just on my phone or like not making eye contact.
Because you know at work we have like the mirrors and shit. I'm always like looking at myself in the mirror.
Yeah. Work's a weird place. Them fucking hallways are bizarre.
Yeah, but also, you hearing yourself, like, yeah, it's weird, and like you don't really know when you're actually hearing yourself, like actually accurately, and. Everybody does fucking shit to their voices. Every radio person you've ever heard.
What do you mean they're changing it?
You and I are changing our voice on the fucking thing now. Every time. It's EQing, dude. You're just EQing you're changing shit on the thing.
You're using compression.
So that you take away the nasty sounding things. You add shit that's good. And like the real audio engineers, which I am not, can make you sound actually good. Like I make a sound.
You make me sound like less of a pussy?
No, I can't.
He's like, there's not enough filters. Brother.
I can make you sound listenable. I feel like our audio is decent. It's not great. Yeah. Like, it can definitely improve.
A couple YouTube videos, bro. Fucking get your shit right on there.
YouTube's the shit.
YouTube University, man.
Dude,
I got
YouTube, 100%.
PhD. That's how I self-taught myself everything that I do.
Really?
Photography, music, all that stuff.
And it's interesting. Sometimes I'll, like, not know something for months or years and then be like, why don't I just YouTube this exact question, you know? And, yeah, maybe it takes a couple videos and that's
how I found all that stuff, man. Because I'm like, I hate having to rely on someone for something.
Sure.
I'm like, if you want it done right, you do it yourself.
Yeah.
Type guy, and except for drawing, I can't do that. So
yeah, that's a tough thing
like for the artwork for the album, I've been using this app called Fiverr.
Yeah,
and I found this guy who takes my fucking crazy ideas and draws them up for me because I can't physically draw.
Is this the same guy you use?
So I've been using the same guy who's been doing like my shirt designs because
he gets your vibe and shit.
And
or what?
yeah, I found someone that's good to work with and like the consistency there. But I had to go for someone else for the artwork. I'm hoping it works out.
Is he a guy from like Kazakhstan or something?
I don't fucking know.
Because I feel like Fiverr, it's like just the most random.
It's an Israeli company apparently.
Really?
Yeah, but yeah, we'll see how that goes. And I'm not good to physically release it. I don't think it's only like 4 or 5 songs. Just put it on streaming.
These days.
But I'm hoping I can get it all done by like around election time.
Are you gonna promote it and shit?
Yeah, well, yeah. Okay. Once it's done and shit, yeah. I think I hate giving myself a deadline.
Don't then.
Yeah,
don't.
But I think around
fuck a deadline,
November type shit.
You know what I mean? It's interesting. What I'll do to myself is I'll give myself a deadline that no one else gave me, and then stress over it.
Yeah,
I draw a line in the sand and then freak out. I'm like, well, I drew the line. I can just cross. But I'm also
weird if I have a date set in my head, like when I want it to come out,
get it done.
And I'm like, I'm like, okay, I need this to come out. If it comes out any other time, it doesn't make sense to me. But just to me though, no one else.
Right. No one else gives a fuck.
And I would even not have my shit done. I'm like, okay, it's dropping on this day, and then I'm like, hurry up. It does help me get it done. Actually,
right?
This personal
fucking I get that, deadline. Because if you don't have a deadline, it's an open-ended thing.
Right.
You're like, I'll take it. Exactly. It done whenever.
Yep. And so that definitely helps me. But I think I'm not gonna stress myself out with this one.
Soft deadline. Find a soft deadline, but don't do a fucking detox thing.
Yeah. I think November.
Did Dr. Dre ever drop detox? Does anyone know?
I don't know.
You don't know what I'm talking about? Dude,
I barely listen to rap anymore, dude. And if I do, it's like if it's like
he's been talking about dropping this album of his that's,
hearing about
after the Chronic 2001 or whatever. Yeah, that was the next one. And he said it on like a bunch of releases. I think he said it on like 50 Cent releases. It wasn't ready, or it got leaked. Probably,
just
who knows?
Feature Kendrick and Eminem.
Yeah, put your people on, like that's what he's better at.
But he should have done it around the time of the Super Bowl because you don't get paid to do the Super Bowl, but that's free promo. I would have dropped that album right when he performed at the Super Bowl. That's what I would.
All I'm saying is don't do that. Don't keep fucking announcing a thing and they don't. But I'm not for a hard deadline either. So in the middle, soft deadline.
I think it was good. Yeah.
So let's talk clothes, brother.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, is that yours? Because that's cool.
This is
that's
my.
cool.
Yeah, this is this I didn't use the guy from Fiverr for. I used the guy I met through a friend of mine who lives in Japan now. But
I feel like I've seen that or something similar. I don't know.
So it's just
he sold a few of these. You might have seen one.
I've sold a decent amount so far. I did a limited release of like 70 pieces, and I have like 15 of them left. But I also haven't even posted the promo pics yet, which I'll have on Thursday.
Yeah, well, that's not the first shirt you started with, right?
No.
Let's talk about how you got into it. Yeah,
so that's another.
Honestly, I want to give you some accolades on how you got into it.
So that's another thing. Like, so back when I was doing the whole music thing, and I told you I got all those CDs made. I also made like a bunch of merch shirts, and I have like fucking 100 of them still in a trash bag at my house. But like, I sold actually a decent amount of those when I played my very first show at Morseburger's fucking tavern in Gainesville. But anyway, so it started with that. It started with the music merch, and I even tried a couple different clothing lines with some buddies.
You're still recording up there?
Yes.
Beautiful.
I've had a couple half-assed attempts at starting a clothing line. That's something I've always been interested in as well. Like, it sounds crazy. I've said several different times. I've always been interested in this.
Yeah,
but I've always been interested in a lot of different shit.
And here's the thing too. So somebody on the outside can look at that and be like, "This guy doesn't do nothing. He just talks about it, or he tries to do stuff."
Nah, I do that.
But here's the thing too. It's like, even if you try a fucking 100 things and one of them is your thing, it's like, how would you not know it unless you tried the 100 things?
Nah, facts. And my problem is I want to do all the things. Though.
And you want them all to be perfect.
Yeah. So I started with that, and like I said, I had a couple half-assed attempts with buddies of mine. I had this brand called Death Culture, and we had a couple cool designs. I even remember, like, even before all that, I had an idea for this company called Bulletproof, and I had this fucking design made up. I never did it, but
Bulletproof and Death Culture are cool names.
Yeah, I think the name is like kind of like the hardest part.
Yeah,
that was the hardest part, coming up with the name for this. But yeah, started with that, and then what was the next thing after that? I don't even know. I would always design my football team uniforms, and I think just it was the Orioles City Connect jersey. I was so disappointed with it.
This is what I was gonna get at.
That's what it was.
What's so cool about it. So would it explain the City Connect thing?
So
because I'm not into sports like
ever since Nike took over making the MLB uniforms, they instilled this new thing called the City Connect, and each team gets a new alternate uniform that's supposed to like embody the city of which, and it's not
that they wear every time, or they wear
no, they wear it just occasionally on certain days. Like for example, the Orioles wear their on Friday night home games.
Every Friday night home games.
Yeah, I believe so.
Gotcha.
And so it's supposed to like have characteristics and embody the city in which the team plays. And it doesn't even have to be the colors of the team. Like the Phillies, their shit's like blue and yellow, and their colors are red, white, and blue.
Right.
So I think that's really cool. And
me too. That's a cool idea.
And a lot of the teams around the league have really cool ones. Like Colorado's like fucking mountains and shit. And the Orioles was just so I don't even see how it embodies the city. Like there was no I thought for sure it would have a Maryland flag and a fucking crab on it, but it didn't. But it didn't. Yeah, squeegee boy.
Squeegee boy.
But it looked like a middle schooler won. It was a middle school competition who could design the best Orioles jersey.
Yeah.
And that's what it fucking looked like. It was just so.
And that was the public perception too.
Right.
No one liked it.
Yeah. So
like it wasn't even like a whole bunch of people liked it.
And I think I saw a lot of people that like were trying to make themselves like it's really not that bad. Blah blah. And like,
but the underground sentiment was like they could have done because of the potential.
Yes.
Charm City, Baltimore City. I mean, you could do all kind of shit.
Right. And just seeing the other teams how good theirs were. And I'm I collect jerseys. Like I love like obscure and just like unique jerseys, and I'm like a jersey collector. So that was one of the pieces I was looking forward to getting, you know. Yeah. And once it came out, I was like, dude, this fucking sucks. I was like, dude, I'm gonna design my own and just see. It was really just a personal, like project.
That's
like a
what
passion.
I liked about it. Yeah, it's like there was this thing that was put out that was, in your opinion, subpar. And you're like, I bet I could do this better, literally.
Right. And it was like, if you like it, then if you don't like it, then try to do it better. And I was like, okay, bet. Like,
you don't have to say in his opinion. It was subpar. Like, I want to like it. Like, for anyone who's just listening and isn't viewing, because we're gonna have the fucking picture on the fucking thing. It's all black. They have white Baltimore, the word across the chest. That's all fine. It's very bland. But then, like, if you roll up the sleeves, you have the. Is it autism awareness or is it just
It looks
all
like
of
that, but it's the color of all the it's the map of all the towns. If you were to look at the map of all the towns in Baltimore,
and
the
color.
Oh, really? I could not tell that. Like with the colors they used,
it just looks like camo. It looks like rainbow camo.
But not even good rainbow camo. Right. You could do rainbow camo so bad.
I get the idea. It's like, there's more than what meets the eye with Baltimore. You have to reveal it. I mean, I get
so it's one of those.
But like,
okay. Didn't hit,
but
it's just not.
Yeah,
it's not good. Like sometimes it's a good idea on paper.
The rest of the jersey it didn't allow it for it to have that hidden message. Yeah. There needed to be more to like. It was
lacking.
It was lacking.
Honestly, if it was just a rainbow flag under there instead of the fucking splotchiness, like it would have been. Yeah, I'd like that better.
I was just very disappointed with it, and like I said, it was just a personal passion project for me. I was just gonna get one made for myself, if it even turned out like I liked it a little bit. And I just happened to post it to throw it out. Hey, I designed this. I was really disappointed. What do you guys think? And it got a lot of like positive feedback.
That's the whole thing about it. Like, so starting a clothing line's hard as fuck, right? Yes. It's like, it's a dope ass idea that a lot of people want to do. But to try to do it, and then to build the brand recognition or awareness. So not even intentionally you did this, but like when you start with something like that, there's a built-in fan base of Orioles, right? Orioles fans. Yeah. So it's not like you got to be a baseline fan. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
That's what's so cool.
That's what helped.
Yes, that's so clever though, because then it's like people fuck with you. But then they're also like, well, I'm an Orioles fan, so I want to get this cool, different jersey.
Right, and at the time, it was like there was some exclusivity to it. There wasn't like, it wasn't like a highly mass-produced thing, and like it wasn't very common. Everyone wants that thing. Everyone wants that thing that no one else has, or not that many people have.
Especially in the jersey game. Yeah.
Right. There was also a genius timing though, because like everyone was mad about a thing, and so people felt fixing
and the Orioles were doing well, and when they're doing well. People are more, they're buying more and stuff like that. And I posted just the image of it, and I was like, oh, that's cool, blah, blah. So I was like, all right, fuck it. Let me find a vendor.
Oh, okay. So you posted it before you even made it.
Yeah.
You were like, hey, this is what I came out with. What do y'all think?
Right. Gotcha. Exactly. And well, actually, no. I never posted the design before that. I was showing people
you fuck with.
Yes. And they're like, oh, that's cool. I'll fuck with that. So then I said, all right, fuck, I'm going to get one made. And so I got a sample made. I found a vendor.
I was going to say, how do you do that? You just find someone?
So I went on... So my buddy sent me this Instagram account, and he's like really good at finding vendors who make stuff. He finds like the vendors who make all the golf brand stuff. Like he finds the actual company who makes like Titleist shirts and shit. So like anyone can get stuff made by these people. But all I really did was found the website or app that they use to do that.
Right.
And I searched products. I searched for verified sellers. I read the reviews, and I found a company, and I happened to just strike gold the first time, thankfully.
Right.
Pay for the sample cost, because like you have to pay a sample cost for just a one-off.
Yeah.
And I did that, and it came in, and it turned out really fucking great.
Right. And quality and all
that. I was really happy with it. So and then I posted promo pictures of it, like, hey, I designed this jersey. If you guys are interested, I'll get them made and sell them. So I took like pre-orders. So I didn't have them on hand.
Oh, that's smart too. See if people are gonna get
That's
them.
my business model. Like I don't want to have. I don't know, man. I don't want to
have more trash bags full of merch.
Right. Exactly. Lesson learned. I didn't want to have too many on my hand that I couldn't sell, because like for example, that was a prime example, and something I learned from. And I've always kind of been that way. Like, if I buy an ounce of weed, I'm selling all 20 bags, bro. I'm maximizing my profit. Fuck that shit.
Of course.
But I don't do that. I've never done that.
Hypothetically
saying. I'm just saying.
Satirically.
But yeah, that kind of got like, it kind of like went viral on Facebook. Kind of, it had like 1,000 shares and this and that, and I was like, okay, bet. And people had enough good faith in me to like Venmo and Cash App me.
I was gonna say that too.
I didn't have a site yet.
It's not just the brand, right? It's like people fuck with you. They trust you as a person. The good faith is a good way to put that. Right. They're like, yeah, they believe in you. That's a good feeling.
Yeah, and
it's not just that they want the shit; that they believe in what you're doing. So
and I think we had a common, mentality. We both were disappointed in the jersey, and like it was kind of like a get back at the Orioles in a way.
Yeah, almost like disgruntled. Like what the fuck? You guys had this opportunity to do something super dope and did it. And
it's just kind of like it's kind of just life as an Orioles fan. Like all this, we're so excited for this, and just you're getting built up for the letdown always as an Orioles fan, and so yeah, that's and fucking. So when I posted that and like went viral or whatever, and people were like, I didn't have a website or whatever because I never even started a brand. It was just an idea, and so people had to like Venmo and Cash at me, just some stranger. Yeah. You know what I mean? And the order got so large I wasn't able to meet the original deadline. I wanted to get them before the playoffs started, but I literally ended up getting like 200 orders, and it took a while because they're fully embroidered, they're fully stitched and all that stuff. But of all the orders I took, I only messed up one. I can honestly say I only messed up one.
How'd you mess it up?
I messed because she sent me her address, and I mistyped it in the shipping label, and it went to the house down the street, and they were pieces of shit and couldn't go fucking. This is her name. Let me look her up and find her.
Well, they seen it. They're like, I'm rocking this.
Yeah, I guess so. She's like, hey, I never got my jersey. Like, dude, I'm so sorry. I sent her money right back.
Sure.
Yes, that's how that started, really.
And then that really did. I mean, I'm not gonna ask you quantity sold and shit like that, but they started going. I mean, I see people rocking this shit.
Yeah,
like I just see.
I'll tell you, I sold about 300 of them jerseys.
Yeah, that's sick.
Damn, fuck yeah, cool.
Yeah,
that's sick.
I have a couple left.
Is that an original, like the logo, or is that something that?
So this is the cuckoo bird. It was from like 1967.
Yeah,
it was after the Orioles had like a really bad season, and they came up with this logo as like a motivator to the team. Is like, we're gonna come back, like we're gonna come back like fucking we're on a tear, and they end up making the World Series after that
with the cigar and everything.
No. So it's just this mean looking bird with like the angry face. Okay, whatever. Cool. So
and if you look closer, that's not a cigar.
A joint.
Yeah, so it's the Baltimore incinerator.
It's a smokestack.
Is it really?
It's so much cooler.
You know the incinerator in Baltimore? So what I did was like, oh, it would be cool if like he was smoking that, and like his eyes were all, because it's already the cuckoo bird.
Can you show him the back real quick?
That's funny. In the back he's holding it like a bat.
Okay, that's badass.
So the original logo,
of course you have.
That's why it's
the cuckoo bird.
My question is, have I been seeing your clothes on people, or am I?
Now you've probably seen the cuckoo bird.
Or someone else got your logo too, or like, is there like a similar thing other people are doing? Like
you probably seen.
Well, I've seen some.
You've probably seen the cuckoo bird Orioles logo.
I feel like I've seen it doing. I don't know, with that smokestack next. I don't know.
It's just that good of a logo.
Yeah, I don't know, because the original logo he's holding a bat, and I was like, oh, what if he was holding that instead? And then I was like, let me take it a step further. Let me put him smaller on the front, smoking it. Fuck it.
And I like that it's not the same on the back.
Yeah, it's
different.
You know what I mean? It's got the two-sided print hits different always.
Yeah, that's clever.
And the dark green looks good on the black.
It's called Camden green. It's the green that's all over the park.
Oh, okay. It's an actual okay.
Yeah, my cousin bought one. He's the one who commented on the.
Oh, really?
You know this guy? I'm like, yeah. I seen him rocking it the other day. I'm like, that looks good.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he should have it in the mail already.
He already has it. He's wearing it.
Oh, right on.
Yeah,
Fuck
I seen him rocking it. Yeah.
Yeah, man. So
that's tight.
Yeah.
Baseline Clothing Company.
Baseline Supply is the name I came up
with.
So like, the reason I came up with that, I was like, I wanted to be like Baseline brand or just Baseline, but like, if I can't find the Instagram handle for it, I'm not. I gotta find a name that has the Instagram handle available. That's it's kind of big, or at least for me. I don't know.
Well, it is these days.
You know, and I was like, okay, that's kind of cool, like Supply.
So on Instagram, like, your Baseline Supply.
Baseline Supply, yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah,
we'll put it in the description here.
Yeah, my man. Thank you.
It opens you up too. You're not like stuck on just clothing now.
Right, and that's another thing I want to touch on is like, I don't want to keep doing these spin-offs.
Right.
Of like a spin-off of the Orioles logo or a spin-off of the Orioles jersey.
If you time them right.
So I'm like a brand. I like Nike. Okay, Nike started as a sports brand, right? But now people wear Nike as like designer streetwear and shit. Now it has its own streetwear designs. It's not all just sports stuff. So that's kind of like my vision is like I want to transition into like making just streetwear, original streetwear, like child
labor and sweatshops.
I want to be Nike minus the sweat. Yeah,
I'd say more like Supreme, right? Supreme was like an underground skateboard thing,
right?
And
Supreme
now there's something totally different, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I think it's more like attainable though. Like to say, I want to be Nike. Like I think goals are good.
I only say Nike because of it started as a sports, but like not skateboarding is a sport, but like
didn't they use waffle irons to make their shoes? I think I heard they used waffle irons to make like their original shoes
or
whatever. Like their
using to make
but yeah, as far as
whatever they had in the shop, bro.
I'm sure it started.
So I'm sure it was waffle irons and some other shit.
I want to watch that movie about the Nike.
Is there one?
It's with Matt Damon and
I didn't see it either.
That's when the Jordan shoes.
Yeah,
it's called Air with Matt Damon and Ben Affleck.
Dude, a bunch of good actors in it. I don't know. I didn't do it. I wanted to. I should have.
Actually, I'm gonna watch it this week now. But I only say Nike conceptually, like the fact that the sports into the streetwear into the casual wear, but definitely as far as
they
scale,
deserve a lot of
scale
respect.
wise, like Supreme is way more realistic and obtainable, and
also though, shoot for Nike.
If we were talking Nike though,
like, don't set realistic goals. What the fuck? Make that goal to where listen when Nike.
And if I fall short and I end up with Supreme, fuck it.
Shoot for the moon, and you might end up landing on a star.
Because I definitely love the skate scene. I definitely like want to dabble in that. Like Nike SB is the skateboard. I mean, dude, we were wearing Dunks in fucking middle and high school, and now they're these highly sought out shoes that you can't even get them because they sell out so fast. It's like, damn, bro, like what the fuck? But I mean, that's where all the fashion trends start, right? Skateboarding scene.
Yeah,
skinny jeans,
like
snapbacks. Okay, now we're wearing baggy jeans. Now we're wearing I truly believe that all the fashion trends start in skateboarding because they're always we want to do the opposite of what everyone's doing. Right. We want to be, you know what I mean? And it's just such a cool like subculture, and it's just such a cool aesthetic. Skateboarding, it's just and I truly believe that's where all the fashion trends start. And that's so that's definitely something I want to dabble in, like making skatewear or just streetwear brands or just whatever.
Yeah, that's
original
tight.
Concepts.
That's tight.
So.
Cool shit for cool people. Also, Nike signed Jordan in '84, which is fucking insane because like they didn't know he'd be who he'd be. And the Jordan, you know what I mean?
He played all 4 years of college. He didn't come out early. He wasn't this,
That's nuts.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Probably nice as fuck though. Still.
Yeah, right.
He's probably nice as fuck.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Dude, they lock him down with crazy deals.
And now that's billions of dollars in merchandise. With Jordan. I mean, straight up.
And then imagine that. Imagine Baseline Supply gets to fucking throw your shit on a fucking.
Man, I would love. I would love to like get to the point where I could like sponsor someone and give them their own signature fucking line or something like right now, like a brand I really love out of Baltimore is Carpet Company. It's a skate brand. They're like boys with like they collab with Turnstile and stuff like that. And they just recently did a collab with Cream Campbell. I don't know if you remember him.
Oh yeah, dude.
They did a Cream Campbell deck for him. And
did you talk to them at all?
And they did a collab with Nike. They did a collab with Vans.
That's sick.
Steve Caballero. They did like Caballero.
So they're killing it.
So yeah, they're the next Supreme out of Baltimore, straight up.
Carpet Company?
Carpet Company, straight up. They did an official merchandise collab with the Orioles. Wow. If you go to the Orioles store, you can get a Carpet Company hat.
Yeah, you'll probably end up doing all Orioles shit.
Wow. I mean, I definitely that's definitely the.
They're gonna play this podcast.
Yeah, shit. Yeah, let's go. I've been trying. I followed like all the like minor league Orioles players and messaged them like, hey, I had this clothing brand, and only one guy responded to me. It was Nick Vespi, but he ended up never. Adam Jones followed me actually.
Interesting,
even
that's cool.
Response,
yeah,
or even no response, like the fact that you're doing it right. If you did that for fucking 10 years, and you got one,
I just figured, hey, let me try.
Dude, I worked at this furniture company.
You'll never reach back.
Exactly.
I worked at this furniture company, and this 5th or 6th round Ravens pick was like, hey, dude, if you give me a free fucking bed, I'll like do some kind of promotion for you or whatever. Like that shit.
Who was it? Do you remember his name?
I don't. I wish I did. It was a nobody, and he ended up being a nobody. So to be fair, whatever.
He was still trying to flex
but like
that,
at that time though, it doesn't matter. Like he was just recently drafted. There's still like that window of like people know the name a little bit.
Smart of a minor or someone about to.
Yeah, dude, just get like, some free
shit. Get on the train early.
Fuck
right.
Yeah, dude.
So that's what I was trying to do with those minor league players. You know, like I said, only one reached out. But Adam Jones, literally, one of my favorite Orioles ever.
Followed your shit,
dude. He followed me. He comments on my Showtime.
Dude,
I literally DM.
Are you kidding me?
Are
you kidding me,
bro? We DM talking about college football and sports and shit.
I'm simple.
I swear to God, dude.
Happy if
and
my
he was supposed to give me his address to send him some because he's literally always on the move. He's always in like different countries golfing, and he has a house in Maryland, obviously. But like, he was like, yeah, when I get home in the summer, you can send me some stuff or whatever. Never got around. I'm sure he's busy, whatever. Never got around to it. But still, it's still just one of my favorite Orioles.
Yeah, though,
like,
that he is interested in your thing at all. Like,
it was
even
pretty
if he
cool.
never does, dude, I think
cool.
that's fucking awesome, and I think he will. You know what?
Maybe I'm trying to
force it into the universe.
Well,
he will,
especially if you just keep doing what you're doing, and then reach it. Like, I think people are like either too scared to reach out, too fearful of rejection.
What the fuck? Yeah, it's like
changes nothing.
It's like I'm reaching out to some girl and she's gonna reject me.
Right.
It's like, I'm trying to get my fucking
just
shit out there.
Just be you about it. Which I assume you're cool about it. You're not. Like,
I wasn't like I was like, hey man, I got this design. I was wondering if you're interested. I would love to send you one if you like it.
You're not like
I will literally kidnap
your
children.
You're also not like, hey, by the way, like I hit you every fucking 2 weeks. Like, hey, remember when we talked about?
And I left it at that.
I
sent one message and that was it. Bro.
And I think they respect the fuck out of that kind of shit. Right. And whether or not he, he probably sees it. He's probably busy as fuck. He's young still. He's just not. Is he still playing baseball or is he retired?
Adam Jones, nice. So he was playing in Japan for a little bit. But now he's retired, living the fucking life. But he has his own podcast.
Is he 40 yet though? Like
he's probably close to 40.
That's what I'm saying. He's still young. Like
he's
but
now
he out there
money to not do anything.
He lives the life, and he has his own podcast. That's his thing. He's doing the Adam Jones podcast.
Is it about sports or anything?
Yeah, it's about sports mainly, and he brings on like former Orioles and stuff like that. It's pretty interesting actually.
Yeah,
but that's definitely the demographic I'm mainly trying to target right now. I'm big into sports.
Well, that's the thing too. It's organic. It's honest to you.
Yeah, right.
Like, you're big into sports. You collect jerseys. You do the thing. So it's not like you're just trying to get into this field because you think it'll be good.
Right, and it's just something. It's one of the many things that I'm super interested. I would say sports and music are probably just the top two for me. And like I'm striking the iron while it's hot. Right, the Orioles are good and the Ravens are good right now. But like, so these shirts dropped and they dropped right when the playoffs started. But like now that the Orioles got eliminated, they got swept again. I was like, damn, that's bad for business.
Sure.
Right? I was like, damn, not only am I
you make any Ravens gear?
I have samples on the way right now. I have some Ravens hoodies on the way, fully embroidered.
But
fully
can't
stitched.
you do what they did with that logo now that we've lost and we're like fucking mad about it because we thought we were gonna be good?
Take the original reason for this.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
I planned on reprinting these with a white outline to help it pop more, and I was gonna do them on like real tree.
The white outline. I
was gonna do it on real tree camo. I thought that would look interesting.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool.
Because orange usually pops good on the real tree camo. Sure. Or just do something. I don't know. I'm definitely gonna use this logo again. I was also thinking about doing like a Ravens version too. I don't know. But I've always loved the Cuckoo Bird logo. It was always my favorite. I love that
color green too.
Yeah,
it's a good color green.
Yeah, except all my clothes were black and white.
Right.
Black shirt, white shirt. And I was like, I need to start, expand that color palette, and I couldn't wait to do the green. I've been really I think maturing is like realizing that green is like a fucking elite color.
I just think dark green.
My house is like 3 fucking green rooms. Like,
I also like that it's like the Orioles aren't green.
No.
But you can have a green shirt that's Orioles.
Yeah, because Camden green, like I said, it's a literal color. It's called Camden green.
There is green around the stadium.
Yeah, the little seats are green.
Is there a reason?
The wall is green.
Do you know if there's a reason why?
Nah, it's just called the Camden green. I don't know it's Camden Yards and that's Camden green. I don't fucking know. I have no idea. Yeah. But
because I've noticed that too, like it's literally the color of the stadium, like area, like they just
fences,
dig green,
seats,
everything in that green.
Yeah, and
I'm just like I never thought about it before.
Yeah. Oh, it's the best. I mean, teams copy the blueprint all the time.
Camden Yards is gorgeous. I'm not even that into sports. Something about going to a sports game.
But it's weird. I've seen you at a Ravens game before.
Yeah, well, I go to the games sometimes. Right. I'm just not super. Like I don't
for the vibes.
I don't. Yeah, I'm big for vibe guy. I
don't. The vibes at M&T Bank is them white trash vibes hit different sometimes.
Yeah, and I'm not a huge watch every single game. But like if someone wants to go to a live sporting event, I remember one year I went to Orioles opening day and then Rockies opening day because I happened to be in Colorado for that.
Oh, how was Rockies opening day compared to Orioles? It's not as lively as a party? I
mean, I'm blacked out at both. No, but I will say this: I had plenty of purple from my Ravens fandom to rock at the Rocky purple, shit. Right? Yeah, so I spent a lot of it on rooftop bars. There's lots of beautiful rooftop bars around there and shit,
with views of the mountains and such.
Cool.
So I've heard this thing that in other cities, they don't really tailgate and shit like we do here.
Yeah.
Like opening day is like a national holiday. Any Ravens tailgate, any like drinking the night before Thanksgiving, like other. I think Baltimore's like a huge like alcoholic city because because like I had friends who have moved away and like they don't party like that outside of here.
Yeah, whenever I do travel and people are like getting after it, I'm like, you guys are not getting after it.
Right.
You know?
This ain't shit.
Yeah, they look at me like, are you okay? I'm like, no.
But like the Rockies no. City Connect was their colors are purple and black. Their shit is teal. It's mountains in teal.
Right.
It's like that. Everyone, because I was getting some complaints about it's not orange or black. It's not. I'm like, yeah, it's red like the color of the fucking Domino Sugar sign.
Also, don't buy it. Then.
It's not meant to be the orange like the.
And now, did
all
those jerseys? Did they drop them all at the same time? Like showed everyone the Charm City or the
no?
City
They do like 5 teams
gotcha.
a year, and they do like they'll announce, hey, these 5 teams are getting their City Connects this year. And they'll do them one by one.
And now the following year, the people who got theirs, they'll still rock theirs from the year before.
Yeah, they'll do it for a couple
gotcha.
teams. A couple teams are now on their second version.
Gotcha.
So
damn, that's pretty tight. I like that they're doing that at all.
Wait, I mean, they're gonna make another New Jersey. We're gonna make more money because people want to buy this version of it.
Ooh, is it that like? Do you know who designs these jerseys?
Well, it's Nike, so it's someone at Nike.
At Nike,
it's not like kill him.
They don't. Hold on. I'm saying we're not sure they like make it a thing to be like.
I would imagine
here's a local influence that's going to state this, and this, and this, and that's how we're gonna. I don't know.
I would imagine Nike has to work with the team a little bit.
For
I mean, because
you would hope.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, I still blame the Orioles and Nike.
No matter what.
I mean, like it's not a good jersey.
It's easy to blame. They're an easy target.
Yeah.
But to be fair, like if we're gonna do this, like crucial catch this year for the NFL, the plaid. It's not good.
Not good.
What's
not good?
Catch?
It's for cancer awareness.
We don't do breast cancer awareness anymore because I guess it's too.
Pink ribbons and pink Nikes
instead of pink, it's too. I guess it's too like one. We're only trying to
don't
save
care
one
about
type
titties
of people. No,
thought this was America.
It was like isolating just one.
We also
cancer.
need to worry about the vagina and the balls and the prostate and the dick and the whatever the fuck. I don't know what it is, but it's everything. Kind of, but
which I think that's not necessarily a bad idea.
I think it's a great idea. The plaid is ugly though. The plaid is bad.
Yeah.
It does not look good. Like the years before, they had like tie dye / like almost like an acid wash. I don't know. It looked cool. Like there was a couple cool fucking hats I wanted.
It's hard to keep bringing the new ideas to the same concept though.
Yeah. That's fair.
I mean? That's why I want to get away from the spin-offs. How many different spin-offs can I do?
Dude, are you kidding me?
But also like
spoof movies made it a whole thing. I
don't want it to be my.
No, I hear you.
I don't want to be the guy who just raps everyone else's beats.
Yeah.
But
no, you're right.
But
but you won't be.
But I think the crucial. It's like they know people are gonna buy it anyway just because of what it represents and what it costs. Maybe they don't try as hard to design. I don't know.
There does seem to be a disconnect sometimes where it's like, did you guys talk to anyone?
Right.
Like on street level at all?
Yeah.
It seems like sometimes they're just in their high rise, like drawing shit up, and it's like, well,
get the fans' opinion.
That's what I'm saying. Well, that's what I'm saying. Sometimes they'll drop something that's so misaligned with everyone's feeling.
Yeah.
Where you're tapped into that. You got your ear to the streets.
Yeah. That's what I was saying. It looked like a fucking middle school competition.
Yeah,
but
they didn't even try.
Yeah, it was very, very disappointing.
For the baseball jerseys.
Yes, the baseball jerseys. Yes. With the NFL, they don't really do the NFL. Roger Goodell, the committee, he's very like fucking. They don't like. They're very all about their uniformity. You can't have your knees showing. You can't wear certain cleats. You can't do this. You can't do that. Like you have to get like your alternate uniforms approved. They just now started letting teams wear like alternate helmets and shit. But
weird.
And it's weird because I don't love it. I kind of like what these teams that are doing this shit. I'm like I mix them up with other teams that have similar jerseys, and I'm just the Packers have this white helmet. They're like a green and yellow. It didn't look good with the
white jersey. They're a different color white.
It's weird.
I didn't like it.
It's weird.
Like it.
You know.
Didn't match the whites.
Yeah. The white helmet didn't match like it was a different shade of it was shiny, different material, everything. Like if you're gonna
they both look good separately.
Yes,
together it was just like
the white helmet with the green jersey might go hard rather than the white with the white.
We had that. What was the color? The full color jerseys we were doing,
rush.
And then they learned. So
that was like City Connect for NFL.
Do you know about this?
Hearing about color rush.
Did you also learn that like they were like two? there'd be 2 colored teams, and they'd be full colored. So anyone who was colorblind
would be watching when the game. Texans had the ketchup bottles on, and the
like watching the game and be like, everyone looks the same. Everyone looks the same.
Right.
It was amazing.
Well, don't be colorblind.
Yeah,
we can't. It's like there's no braille on this screen.
Well, you could have just done everyone white on one side and a color on the other, but I think it was color. That was the problem. Yeah. So
dude,
whatever.
Being colorblind would suck. Would you rather be blind or deaf?
Dude, it's deaf.
Man. Deaf. Yeah, as much as I love I need to be I gotta be able to see, man. Yeah. That's just like I feel like it's more dangerous to be blind than deaf.
Logistically.
Yeah, I agree. I can look around and see what's going on, but if I can't, if I can't see, definitely, I'd rather be.
Also, it'd be pretty sick to cuss someone out with my hands. Yeah, you know what I mean? All angry.
Right.
That'd be pretty sick.
Yeah.
Why'd you get sober? You said you got drunk and ran over that kid.
No, even worse actually. Nah, but I was drinking a lot at the time. I just every weekend, just spending a fuck ton of money out drinking. Number 2, just making bad decisions. I could have crashed my car. I could have did this. I could have did that.
Nothing horrific though. That's why I wanted to bring it up.
Nothing horrific.
We talked about how a lot of times if you quit something, people assume that you're like this.
Right. No, it was just
sitting on the side of the street drinking out of a warm vodka bottle.
It was just I woke up the morning after my birthday and I was like, dude, I just don't want to do it. I can't do this anymore. Yeah. And it was the money. It was the bad decisions. Just I knew just nothing good ever came from it.
That's the thing. Even if it's nothing horrific, you're not gaining anything in the life, right?
And it was a little easier for me too because it was causing me to have kidney stones.
Oh,
so
God.
Yeah, so it was literally there was a pattern. Every time I would fucking get blackout drunk, taking Jaeger bomb shots and shit, I'd fucking pass it. So imagine waking up hungover and passing a kidney stone.
I've never had a kidney stone.
The two, so that helped me. You know what I mean? And
incentive.
And it made it a little easier because obviously there was a health hazard involved, but also it was just a personal choice in my head. And when I set my mind to something like that, I kind of obsess over it. Mm-hmm. There was in the past, I tried to do that in the past, way before, years before. I would do 3 months without it, and I'd give in and say fuck it. And I went 5 months without it. Then I went 6. I would get further along every time, and then this time I just said fuck it, and I just was over it. And then I think obsessing over it kind of helps me with it too in a way. I wasn't an alcoholic really.
That's
I wasn't. It wasn't an addiction or nothing like that.
Anytime you quit anything, people just assume the worst.
Yeah, when I tell people I'm sober, I feel weird saying I'm sober. I was,
but hide the beer. Don't show them you have beer.
But I always make sure I was personal choice. Parentheses personal choice. You know what I mean? And and it's to the point where even though it wasn't a problem like that, I have nightmares kind of. Well, it's not really a nightmare. It's just a dream where I got drunk and I wake up so disappointed, almost want to cry. I can't believe I did that. When in reality,
I used to hear that in NA and AA. People who get sober because it's this thing that's in your head.
Yeah, it's that important to me, even though it's not that big of a deal, really, because it wasn't an addiction issue, but it means that much to me in my head because I made it mean that much, and I think that's another thing that made it easier for me to just not do it again. It'd just be all for nothing for me.
Yeah.
Do
you feel better?
Feel a lot better. Yeah, definitely.
You miss it at all?
I miss
what parts or when?
I miss the social aspect of not feeling as awkward.
Bro, people don't realize how centered our social lives are centered around drinking. It's just
it's so normalized.
You know how rare it would be for just my friend to be like, "Hey, you just want to come hang out and watch this thing?"
It's always hey, you want to watch the game and drink?
Yeah,
you want to go late? You want to go paintballing and drink?
It's a given.
It's always
and then when it becomes the one activity, it kind of loses its luster.
Huh. Yeah.
You know?
But, and it really, like you were saying, it's so normalized in society. Even in movies, it's what was the one thing you couldn't wait to do as a kid? I can't wait to fucking drink and party like all the older kids. That was the one thing. And you couldn't wait for that to be your weekend. You lived for the week. I can't wait to party with my friends. That's what's fun. Is sitting around drinking with my friends. And it's just even movies Project X and shit. That's God, that's the funnest shit ever. That's my goal as far as fun is a Project X party. Yeah. And that's just so sad.
Well, if you take out the alcohol and you just think about what they're doing, it's what are they doing even?
Right.
They're not even doing shit.
They're just destroying, being stupid, making bad decisions, breaking stuff.
It's literally
but that's fun.
When you go to the bar, right? Most bars around here, people aren't dancing. You know, most of them they're just not, right?
Right.
So what are they doing?
Just standing around drinking.
They're just standing,
doing key bumps and shit.
Yeah, they're standing around drinking, and it's like, you know, I'm not saying I'll never do that because I do it sometimes, but I do recognize how foolish it is to be like, there's not even an activity here.
Right.
There's nothing to. You drink until it feels all right.
Right. It's just our walls are coming down, and we're just either making fun of each other or just doing. And it's
if you're drunk enough,
you can do that sober though.
Yeah.
And I think it's just hard for some people because, like I said, that awkwardness of like coming out of your. Some people need it to come out of their shell, and I was one of those people.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, it helps.
Yeah.
No matter what, you don't need it, but it's helpful because then you just lower your inhibitions immediately.
Right.
And then you get sober, and then people feel weird around you.
Right. And I lost like a lot of friends.
Yeah.
Since, like,
even if you're not trying to.
No.
It's like they might not feel comfortable with how much they drink or the way they drink or whatever. So then they don't want to do it near you.
It's like subconscious, like they're not enabling or encouraging my behavior that I want to partake in. Like, oh, he thinks he's better than me because he doesn't drink, or like we're just making.
He's gonna judge me.
Or they, like making them feel bad about themselves in a way, but like.
You're not doing that.
I never gave off that vibe.
Yeah, you don't give a fuck what people are doing.
At least I don't think so. Right. I was like, hey, you know, you can invite me to the bar. I'll still come to the bar and hang out. I might leave early or whatever, but I'm not gonna drink. But like,
you still want invites.
It was like once I stopped drinking and like chasing girls around, I got in a relationship. It was like I was no more like a benefit. To some of my friends.
Right. And they say misery loves company. And
I feel like maybe it was like a blessing in disguise. Like maybe they weren't really my friend. I was just someone for them to party with, and
it's someone who's you guys are doing the same things.
Yeah, it was like they wouldn't even like I can come over and watch the UFC fights, man, or you can come over like just don't have to drink. That's all. I don't know why we can't just do that.
Right.
But I guess that was no longer fun for them.
I mean, some people have childhood friends, and some people don't find their friends until like later. You know what I mean? And that may be for you. Like you just sometimes you just have kids. Like I don't know. I've had friends in the past that have just. You look back at them now and they're still the same way that they are then, and it's like,
or they just went down a completely different path too.
That had nothing to do with you or me, and that you know what I mean. It was just like that's
a lot of the
times
the friends you hang out with, or like you just happen to be hanging out with them growing up. It's not like I'm just saying.
Yeah,
not
I mean,
you,
we all just live in
but yes,
it's proximity.
Like if
you were my neighbor,
right?
Like,
kind of. Like
you're my mom's friend's kid.
That's what all your first friends are.
Exactly. It's like if I started with
it's like arranged marriages, but
friends.
Yep. If I started with a clean slate right now and I had no history and neither did you, would you be my friend? Would I be your friend? You know what I'm saying? That's what's interesting. It's like, we got all this history. You've been there. It's like, but if none of that shit existed, would I now choose you as a conscious choice? I want you to be my friend.
Butterfly effect type shit.
Yeah. Exactly.
And it gets weird though, because when you do have the friends that you get fucked up with or whatever, and it's like sometimes there is literally a friendship underneath all that.
Oh yeah.
But then sometimes there's literally not.
Yeah.
So it's just like
both. It can definitely be both.
When you're in that mindset, you don't know.
Kind of like ironically, I was looking when I looked at this is something that I always like was on my mind. I looked at the picture. I looked at the picture of who was with me on my 21st birthday, who went out with me on, and I was looking. I was like, man, you know, growing up my whole life, you couldn't. Like I said, this is one of those things that's in society drilled into our brain. Can't wait to turn 21 and go out and get drunk. Sure. Right? I don't know why that's so looked forward to.
Huge
deal. But like, it's a huge deal, right?
The ultimate
but like
freedom,
I was looking at that picture and I was like, man, you know, never in a million years did I think these were the people that would be with me on this monumental day. Like I thought it would be, you know, my childhood best friend from middle school or this and that. I was like, wow, it's kind of crazy. It's just these guys that I met in the last like year or two.
Just happened to want to go get fucked up with you.
Yeah, and it was just so weird, like just seeing that. And
it's interesting looking at pictures of old friends. Sometimes I'll see a picture. I'm like, I don't even know who that is. You know, like someone I'm with, I'm like, I really don't know who that is, which is crazy.
It could also go the other way too, where you'd be on your 21st birthday, be surrounded with all the people that you love, and then be now and look at that picture and be like, that was, I get it then.
Yeah.
But now that I'm growing up, like, I don't know. It's like, life's not a Disney movie, I guess, in a way. Like, in the way that you want it to be. Like, you want your childhood best friends to, like, just always be in your life to some degree.
Yeah.
But, like,
people get families and shit.
It's,
You're a dad.
Yeah.
Baby's still alive.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Thank God. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
God, it's crazy. Yeah. But, you know, I was so honed in. I wanted a boy so bad. But now that I have a girl, it's like I wouldn't trade her for a boy.
Yeah, I think most men just want a boy because it's easier to relate to them. You can get better advice. I can't
exactly.
Tell. You can give better advice. I don't know how you're necessarily supposed to operate as a female in this world. I don't.
I can teach you how to be a man. I cannot teach a girl how to be a woman. I can teach a boy to be a man because I did it.
Yep.
Sure, I can't.
Yeah,
you know, I just got to be that example. I got to show you. I got to give you the example of a man.
That's what you should look up to. You have to be the example.
You know the term
mom and shit like that.
Live vicariously through someone.
Yeah.
How would you do that through the opposite sex?
Yeah, I don't know.
You can't do that.
Yeah, I just gotta, you know.
So like,
if she's straight,
not
you know,
saying you
be
should.
that role model of what she wants to be with.
Yeah,
but I feel like naturally we do that.
And if she's gay, you can talk about pussy together.
Now we got more in common. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, living vicariously through your kids not necessarily. So
it's bad. It's bad.
Okay,
don't do that. Don't do that.
Thank you.
Don't do that.
A lot of times I do
live
see
your
that
own life.
where people they push their broken dreams or failed successes
all
onto
of
their
them.
children.
That's 90%. I would say.
Yeah, and everyone kept saying, "Yeah, nah, you're meant to be a girl, Dad." I'm like, "What am I, a bitch or something?" Why is everybody saying that?
Because you got pussy. They say anyone who is like a player and shit, the guy gives them a daughter.
Dude.
Yeah, I have heard that, but but it's like everybody, you're meant to be a girl. Dad. I'm like, I'm not soft or something.
So
I do cry watching movies.
Well, you're emo boy.
Yeah.
Do you guys know Jeff? Do you know Jeffy Edwards?
Yeah.
Do you know Jeffy Edwards by any chance? Player, dude. Growing up, got a lot of girls.
Yeah.
2 daughters now. Yeah. And it's just like, dude, that shit's real.
Well, dude, when the parents push their shit, did you guys watch The Boys?
No.
Oh, brother.
I haven't seen the newest season,
right?
Yeah, it's fire. It's like if they were real.
I'm weird. I watch the same 3 shows over and over again.
Yeah.
Listen though, I don't like superhero shit overall. Like it's all the same story over and over and over and over again.
But this one's like opposite, I think.
Mm-hmm. I would argue like try it. Don't watch it with your children if they're young.
I think it's something that
I remember when Homelander says to his kid, "I've given you everything I've ever wanted." It's so funny. It's
Homelander's the best character.
He's like the main guy, right? The blonde haired guy. Okay.
Yeah.
He's the Superman.
I see a lot of memes and shit.
He's a psychopath, though.
Yeah, I do think it's a show that would intrigue me. I will give it a shot.
It's just intriguing because all your life watching superhero shows, you're just like, this ain't. Come on.
I mean, Hancock gave us a little bit of.
True.
I liked Hancock.
But yeah, I do too. I like Will Smith movies.
That's actually a great analogy.
I don't like Will Smith, but I liked him. So.
Yeah, superheroes if they were bought and sold by corporations, basically.
Dude, it'd be
which is what it would be, right?
But my autism won't allow me to watch a different show. I watch the same 3.
What do you watch? Yeah.
Sopranos, Peaky Blinders, and Friday Night Lights.
Holy shit. Okay, first of all.
Friday Night Lights is a movie.
There's a show.
Oh, okay.
It's the greatest show, in my opinion.
Started out as a movie,
My opinion
is
the greatest. It was a movie first, but then Peter
okay.
Berg made a series of it based off a similar concept. Okay. It's the great. It's
I'll have to watch that.
It touches, dude, the acting across the board.
The Sopranos, though. Have you gone through?
I haven't seen it.
What I will tell you though is like,
fucking
listen. But also, while it's one of the best shows of all time, it is fucking boring, and that's for someone that can watch any boring thing ever. I've been through it twice, and and also I've never finished it. And also,
you gotta finish
I've been to the 5th season.
Yeah,
dude, watch it. Tell me it's not fucking.
It gets long. It definitely gets.
It's amazing when it's amazing.
Yeah, that's every show though, right?
Yeah, they gotta build to it.
Well,
I mean,
you just gotta get through the first episode. You know
what I mean? Like Game of Thrones, Sopranos. Like they get to. You never watch Game of Thrones?
Nah, dude, that's something. Remember we were talking about. I gotta. That's on the agenda too.
I'm telling you, dude, you will love it at least 4 or 5 seasons.
But the issue is, I already know all that happens because people ruin it on Twitter.
Matter.
And honestly, it really doesn't matter.
It's
just because, like,
I know that the cripple becomes the king, and I know that the fucking the blonde haired chick burns the town up when she wasn't supposed to.
None of that really matters. Like he said, like it does.
Fucking Twitter ruined that shit.
Twitter ruined.
It's like. Everything.
I used to hop on Facebook the day after an episode because remember that's when they were releasing it every everyone had to watch it together, and I would hop on and just be like, damn, I can't believe they killed Tyrion or something. I would make something up, dude. People would be furious.
I'm not gonna.
Until they watch the episode. Then
I hope I didn't
back on my status. Like,
dude, that show's been out for fucking a decade. I can spoil it. But someone did spoil Star Wars for me one time. And I was kind of mad.
Star Wars?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen like Lord of the Rings?
The newer movies,
for example.
I never saw Star Wars.
Oh, you haven't seen Lord of the Rings either? Okay.
Something I can't get. The only movie of that aesthetic
Nerd
is like
shit.
the Gladiators, about as far as
Fair.
I've gone.
You know what?
I love Harry Potter.
Well, okay. It's in that. I would argue it's in the same Harry Potter world. Like,
yeah, I'd agree.
you should definitely check it out.
Nerd
Yeah, I
shit.
definitely. No, I think I would like it.
Your daughter will probably eventually like it, and then
Yeah.
you'll watch it. So we'll wait till that point, and then whatever. That's correct.
His daughter's gonna be playing Roblox.
But still, like,
Man, I hope
mean,
she. I don't know, man.
if they go through Harry Potter, they're gonna go through the thrones, and if they go through the
Are you
thrones,
scared?
I'm fucking petrified.
Yeah.
Especially the state of the world and all that stuff. Dude,
Yeah.
I am petrified, but like, it sounds selfish. I didn't want to give up like my freedom of like going to shows and doing this, going to sporting events, but like, I lived a whole lifetime in my 20s.
Yeah.
From 20.
Yeah.
Actually, I started drinking at like 13. So from
Right.
like 13 to 26,
Dude,
I
feel that
lived.
way too.
I
feel that way
lived like
too.
I've gone to so many events. I've gone to so many, and I guess
When's enough, right?
yeah, and I guess like okay, I want to experience this too, and I didn't want to deprive myself of it, even though I was scared. And one of my buddies made a really good point. I was like, "I'm scared to have kids." And he had just had a kid, and I was like, "Man," he's like, "When are you gonna have one?" I'm like, "I'm scared because the state of the world." He's like, "Don't let the fear of the world and like deprive you of fatherhood because it's awesome."
Yeah.
Verbatim, that's what he said, and that always struck
Yeah,
chord
it's a
with me.
bar.
That's all right.
Yeah.
That's a bar.
And
And,
I was
and
like-
the thing is too, it's
There's
like,
also drawbacks, but go ahead.
Yeah, I think that there is something about the human experience where if you don't have kids, you're not getting the full experience because it is part of the experience.
It's in our fucking DNA. Our
It's literally
evolutionary
how we're here.
purpose is
Yes.
to repopulate,
Why
just
any
like
of us are
every
here.
other. Yeah,
Sure.
The
Yes.
one argument I've heard that like if the world's gone to shit, what it needs is more people raised right.
right.
So that's
And
like
that-
interesting.
exactly.
Like
Ins-
create
installing,
the good army
yes.
to fight the bad army
Exactly.
type shit.
I want to instill a quality functioning member of society because there's a lot of fucking
Yeah.
Yeah.
pieces of shit and just dumbasses out there.
What's your favorite conspiracy theory right now? You got one?
Favorite conspiracy theory right now? Man, I mean, this is. I
don't
mean,
mean to
there's
put you
a
on
there,
the spot.
there's a lot. There's
Just
a lot.
saying
Been
that.
I mean, man.
Any
Okay.
ones you've been looking into lately, or one that you?
I
liked
mean,
for a long
obviously, I'm
time,
gonna
or-
catch some heat for this or whatever. Maybe I don't know.
Bring it.
That's very narcissistic of me to say. Oh, you guys are gonna cancel me. Yeah, but I think that the weather can be manipulated.
The Jews.
Right.
I truly. All right, look. All right, think about it.
Hey, yo.
There's. It's literally proven fact that there's patents and all that.
Oh,
that
yeah.
of cloud seeding is a thing, right? So do you think
They
they
do it in
right.
Dubai. I'm pretty
You
sure.
think they stopped there? You
Yeah.
think they just stopped at cloud seeding?
Yeah.
Oh, this is good enough. We won't.
Yeah.
We don't. I'm not even curious about what more we can do. I just
Right.
and the timing of the things.
The hurricanes and shit.
Yeah, I just think that quite literally nothing's a coincidence anymore, and it's becoming more and more like the Truman Show. And I think that obviously maybe that storm naturally, started on its own, but I think it's possible to intensify it
I think saying
and also
some-
redirect it.
I think the way that you worded that is not hard to grasp, right?
Right.
It's possible that this thing, could have been, either intensified or altered or moved. But yeah, I think in Dubai they like let them know when it's gonna rain. They like give them an advance. They're like, hey, it's gonna rain next Wednesday.
And you
here.
think it
They
stops
do that
there?
here with the
You think it-
weather.
Well, true.
You think it just like if you can do that, whatever they show you, it's 20 times
Yeah.
as it's 20 times worse than what you
Yes,
really
well, that's because it's like that's what they're showing.
right.
That's like I remember I used to watch with my stepdad. It would be like modern marvels of military tech, and we were watching it, and then I never even occurred to me. I'm young, and he was just like, "Imagine what they actually have, though."
yeah, right.
And I'm like,
right.
"Fuck!" I'm like,
Yeah.
he's like, "This is what they're showing us now that they've produced and are giving to us. Like, imagine the shit that's like classified. I mean,
Right.
I can't imagine what they
Yeah.
have."
The CIA, man. I mean, that's just the most relevant thing right now. I didn't just start thinking that just recently because of
Right.
Hurricane
Yeah,
whatever Helen
right.
or I've been saying that for fucking years.
Yeah.
You could probably search my name on Twitter and search weather and it'll come up.
You're right.
It'll come up.
He's got the receipts.
Yeah, like I've been saying it for it's dude.
Yeah, there was lots of talk about the most recent hurricane and about how they're trying to like destroy the properties so they can rebuild them, and there's some type
Yeah.
of
Oh,
mines.
you mean the war on farmers that's been going on for fucking and
Right.
like the lithium. Oh,
Yeah,
just
the lithium
just
mines.
coincidentally, it's just coincidence though.
Yeah.
It's
Look,
just a coincidence.
I think we can make them. I don't think they can control them, but I think they can.
I didn't say
make 'em.
control. I think manipulate. manipulate them a
like,
little bit, redirect them a bit, intensify them a bit.
Yeah, I can get on board with that. Like if it's like a tornado can like be going straight, and then if you have like, I don't know, a low pressure system or whatever the fuck that even fucking means, and that'll redirect it this way. Like, yeah, if there's some science, I'm sure that could happen. But like to like a degree. Like you could ricochet one away, like somewhere. Yeah. I don't think you could still control it.
I could see it being a potential.
We were talking about this 2 episodes ago. Like, can you control the weather or whatever the fuck? And it's just like,
damn. So
to a point.
Let me think of something.
No.
To a point.
That was the
like,
answer, you know.
I think. But also, but also no. Like, I don't want to like get too fucking like, come on, really. But also, I'm dumb. So like,
I just don't know, man. Like I said, nothing's a coincidence. I think that.
Hey,
it was just a perfect storm.
That's true.
No pun intended.
Right.
Lithium fields, and
it
was like, the war on farmers is just like, that's a thing. That is 100% a thing. Bill Gates, China, they're buying up farmland. It's just a thing. I don't know. Look, if you believe what you want, man.
We're all dumb.
Hey, dude.
But it's like we hear what we can, and then we.
I'm not pushing back. I don't know anything.
But
do your research. Do your Googles.
I don't know, dude. Don't use Google. Should we use DuckDuckGo? I don't really know. Someone else told me don't use DuckDuckGo.
Well, just use that until someone buys all the data from it.
That's what I'm
it's like they just came out with a quantum computer that can like decode cryptography. So things that are.
What does that even mean?
I have no idea. Big words. I read it on a Facebook article, motherfucker. I don't know.
What does that even
mean? I don't know.
No. This is the fucking But it was basically saying that things that are coded with cryptography, like encrypted messaging apps, encrypted whatever.
Okay.
They got quantum computers now, because basically with something that's encrypted, it's basically this extremely difficult equation, more or less. Yeah. And now these quantum computers that they have in Shanghai University have just been able to decode the hardest coded thing. And someone, Zach Moore, has his own podcast, matter of fact, shout out Zach Moore. He posted, he's like, nothing that you have is safe. And I wanted to write, when was it?
Yeah.
Well, my whole thing was like,
true.
Before the quantum thing, I just assumed that none of it is.
Right.
I'm not smart enough to know the ones and zeros and all this, but I just assume every single thing is recorded and every single thing can be seen. And I don't doubt that there's a world where it's like all this cloud shit, right? What's going to stop if some type of Machiavellian, like, dictatorship comes, police state happens, right? Why wouldn't they go through my gallery and be like, here you have a picture of a half ounce of Coke? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. From 2011 or something.
What's
it's
the thing? We're losing all our rights and privacy, freedom of speech, freedom of.
Well, the problem is we give them up.
Yeah, we're willingly giving them up.
We
for
do
convenience.
It.
That's what scares me. It's like, because of the convenience, we're all going to give it up, and then also just because that's how technology works. So
because they're trying to convince us that our morals are that we should.
Yeah, and then every car is a computer, so every computer can be tracked, can be turned off. You can make it go 95 miles an hour. Dude, I love you. Thanks for coming on. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Like, subscribe, comment, or I will actually kill myself. This is not a test. This is not a drill. Go order a ghost gun from the internet now, and go knock on your neighbor's door.
Type shit.
If this doesn't work, I'll kill myself. Damn.